Hi everyone, welcome to the Rangers Review. Chris and Joshua back, that's my name, back in the Ibrox press room ahead of Rangers against St Johnstone. Funny feeling, Chris, as we'll get into, that the football might be slightly secondary to what I will say the overall context at the moment the Rangers find themselves in, but we're going to speak about the team anyway, a little bit of a reaction ahead of the game, and then we'll also discuss other ongoings at Ibrox today. Talks obviously of a protest there, which will be interesting to see what happens there in the game. But let's focus on the teams first. Philippe Clement's made a few changes from the team that drew at Dundee. Liam Kelly continues in goal. Still no Jack Butland for Rangers. The back four of Ridvan, Robin Proper. There was some confusion as to whether he was suspended, but he's not. He lines up again alongside Clinton Nsiala at centre half with Cech at left back. Nico Raskin and Mohamed Diamande back in the middle of the park. Danilo comes in place of Nadim Barami. Yanis Hadji, who went off at half-time, I think, at Dundee, returns on the left. Václav Černý on the right and Hamza Egaman up front. The Rangers bench reads Mason Munn, Oscar Cortez, Conor Barron, Cyril Dessers, Barami Matondo, Kieran Dowell, Leon King and Ross McCausland. First instincts looking at that team, Chris, if we're speaking about the football before anything else, is that it's been a surprise to see Rangers deviate, not so much away from a different system, because I don't think they have went away from the two-striker system in playing Barami, but they've not had two strikers on the pitch, just kind of a profile point of view. So no surprise to see Danilo come back in today. If this place is going to have any sort of life or energy in it today, it's going to have to come from what people are watching on the park. It's an attacking team, and Clement kind of continues to work with what he has at centre-back.
I've been advocating for Danilo to come back in over the last couple of matches. I don't think Barami has been at it. I thought the Thursday night was really, really poor, offered almost nothing. I was going to say very little, but all but nothing there. So having Danilo back in, as you say, I don't think the system has changed too much, but it looks better and it feels better and it works better when you have an actual striker playing the other role rather than a number 10 that's trying to contribute. So I think Danilo certainly deserves that. It deserves that place. Other change of Nico Raskin coming in, no issues, never any doubt. Been Rangers' best man for a number of weeks, number of matches now. He was certainly missed on Thursday night. Had to come back in. Don't think Conor Barron really took his chance, but perhaps a difficult night to do it given how poor Rangers were overall. I don't think he can have any real complaints. Raskin comes back in, and the rest of it all but picks itself, because yes, there's a lot of experience on that bench. A bit of money has been spent on that bench as well, but I don't think there's anyone there that's really banging on the door to say I deserve a start right now. If I'm looking at the bench, the only query for me would be Kieran Dowell ahead of Bailey Rice. Also, the manager spoke the other day there about Bailey making that move into the first team changing room, being more of a first team player. If Rangers are in the situation where they can offer minutes to players this afternoon, I would say minutes for Bailey Rice are more beneficial for everyone concerned than I think Kieran Dowell should have had Rice ahead of him on the bench, but perhaps not a surprise given how Clement picks his sides these days.
I don't disagree with you on that at all. The St Johnstone team, a couple of things that stand out is they've got a debutant in goals. They've obviously shipped a lot of goals as of late. Sit bottom of the division, they really need points. They've also got Mackenzie Kirk and Benjamin Kimpioka up top, who are both absolutely rapid. If you look at the Rangers centre-backs, Robin Proper is not absolutely rapid. And that was, I think, even if you look back to the 2-0 win over St Johnstone here back in, I think, September, October time, maybe, John Suter did a lot of covering for Robin Proper on that day. It leads me to the nicely on to the Rangers defence. Clinton Nsiala, I thought he was fine. It was a difficult game to judge because he had a couple of shaky moments. He had a lot of the ball kind of unopposed. Obviously, he's left-footed, which gives Rangers a little balance on that side, although there's quite a lot of left-footers in that team overall. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be actually quite a big test of those two centre-backs, because you're covering big spaces. Both full-backs will probably be quite adventurous. This is the type of game that Rangers have tended to struggle with quite a lot this season. I think the only time they've really been what you could say a brilliant or really good performance against a team who's trying to sit in and make life difficult is probably the Kilmarnock game here, the 6-0 game. So it's going to be a test for that defence, because Proper has, I think, looked quite shaky in these games alongside an experienced defender. I don't know how fast Nsiala is. I've watched him a few times. He's faster than Proper, but I actually think they will be tested quite a lot today, even though St Johnstone are bottom of the division.
It's a very different type of test this for Nsiala. It was also a big night for him at Dens Park, coming in, making his debut. There would have a lot of nerves there. He also had instant the Simon Murray penalty shout and a couple of other ones, maybe out of position a wee bit, made a couple of mistakes as you would expect. but it was hard to read too much into his performance again because Rangers were so poor overall. It's hard to really kind of get too much of a feel for him. This is a very different type of game. You would imagine that the proper Azos, the most experienced one, should be seeing him through and should be leading by example. But as he touched on there, he has looked susceptible, certainly against pace, and it could be tricky for Rangers this afternoon. And that probably sums up just where this side are. You look at St Johnstone and their form. You look at their season overall. They are where they are for a reason. But the fact that you believe they could come here and potentially cause Rangers problems, I think that says quite a lot about where Rangers are. So hopefully they can. That back four is untested and untried as it is, can give Rangers a bit of a platform. You then look middle to front. There's more than enough quality in there. There's more than enough good players in those areas to go and control the game and then go and win the game. As long as Rangers don't make those individual and collective mistakes at the back, because as we've seen in recent weeks, away from home, admittedly, they can be very, very costly.
Yeah, they can. A couple of people asking me to read the Rangers bench out again, so I'll do that. It's Mason Munn, Oscar Cortez, Barron, Dessers, Bairami, Matondo, Dawo, King and McCausland. Right, Chris, let's speak about what everyone wants to speak about, really, which isn't the football at the moment. Obviously, Patrick Stewart's comments came out yesterday after a meeting with the press. We've done a video on that, which people can go and watch. But a couple of comments here that caught my eye. Maka saying, do you think that the team can handle the pressure of the occasion? World's greatest DJ saying, wonder what the actual attendance will be today. Actual in single quotation marks. There is talk, I believe, of the Union Bears and the Rangers Supporters Association coming together to walk out on 55 minutes. And I think you might see a hit in the attendance anyway. First and foremost, I think you'd say you can't blame people. It's something that Patrick Stewart was asked about yesterday. How do you, if you're not going to be reactive, and how do you continue to engage the support who there's a lot of apathy, I think, setting in at the moment? The tone of today is going to be interesting because there's been a lot of games like this at Ibrox in recent years where Rangers haven't been great domestically and it's a bit flat. Today feels slightly different. So what do you expect in regards to the kind of the off-pitch element of today's game?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a number of empty seats. We always kind of joke, or over the last couple of weeks, we've joked with the guys and that run the press room here at Ibrox about what figure they're going to come and say is the official attendance. And we often joke that it's not the two numbers don't often match up.
Yeah.
I think there will be a hit in attendance today. If you are, I know you've obviously paid your money, you've paid your season ticket, but it's not the most pleasant day here in Glasgow. Where's the incentive to come and watch this side? Now, miles behind at the top of the table, not in great form. If you have doubts over the players, you have concerns over the manager. So where's the spark, if you like?
Incentive's a word, isn't it? Because sorry.
No, I say that we obviously privileged to be paid to be here. But if you are just a season ticket holder and you've been through, certainly I think if you're a guy who does the away games as well, you've seen a lot of rubbish over the course of this season. You've been ground down by this side. Exactly, you've been ground down by Rangers this season. This could be an afternoon we say, actually, I'm not going to bother. There's a couple of FA Cup games on the telly. I'm going to sit and watch them. I'll watch whatever else is on. I'll spend a bit of time in the house. I'll spend a bit of time with the family. I don't think there's an incentive there for people to come here this afternoon and watch this side for what every chance could be a fairly low-key and uninspiring afternoon. And it's one of these, even if Rangers did win, say they played fairly well and they go and win 3-0, grand scheme of things, what real difference does it make? And that's, at this stage of the season, that's damning of the position that Rangers have found themselves in. So really interesting to see what the attendance is like, 2, what the atmosphere is like, and then 3, how many people actually follow through with that decision to leave early in the second half.
Yes, it's going to be intriguing. We'll obviously have full coverage from the game and the continuing fallout of the ramifications of what Patrick Stewart says, what that external review will look like, the situation facing Philippe Clement. I think definitely a very difficult situation for Patrick Stewart to walk into. He's been paid to make big decisions. He's made a big one by effectively saying, I'm going to, not in so many words, but he's parking the managerial situation for the moment to try and address the long-term issues. But while doing that, you need to football doesn't just press pause, does it? And Rangers generally in domestic football have not been a good watch at all. They've not really been an enjoyable watch, I think it's fair to say. So we will see what today brings. I'll spare you offering a prediction, but Rangers in Premiership action against St Johnstone. Stay with us at 4. Full coverage throughout the week, throughout January, with lots of football transfer news to come as well. Until then, enjoy the game wherever you're watching it, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.